I would like to welcome all of you at 332 meeting of a Speakers Den Toastmaster Club. My name is Toastmaster Venkatesh Kumar and I will be the sergeant at arms in today's meeting. To officially start and run the meeting smoothly, here are some ground rules that we will follow during the course of this meeting. First, please put yourself on mute when you are not speaking. Second, don't interrupt while someone is speaking. If you were to move during the meeting, please turn off your camera. Third, please be mindful from addressing sex, religion, and politics during the meeting. Fourth, be attentive throughout the meeting. Support and encourage the fellow speakers by turning on your camera and warm smiles and claps. Use Zoom reaction buttons to express yourself during the meeting. As you are aware, everyone has a mission in life. Similarly, our Toastmaster has a mission. Our Toastmaster mission is to provide mutually supportive environment so that each member of our club can develop their leadership and communication skills, which will help to boost their self-confidence and personal growth. To take the meeting forward, I would welcome our presiding officer, Toastmaster Tanmay Via. Let's give a round of applause to welcome our presiding officer, Toastmaster Tanmay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkatesh. Thank you for starting the meeting on such a high note. And today's meeting is going to be on a very special theme. But before we go further into the meeting and get to know the nitty-gritties of today's theme, let me first start by asking a set of questions to everyone. And everyone who is in this meeting, be it a guest, be an external Toastmaster who are joining in all the way from Jharkhand, and be it the members, everyone is welcome to join in this quiz. Are you ready? You can unmute yourself despite what the essay said. I do not heard what he said.
Yes, we are ready.
Excited.
The answers are going to be it should be a bullet round. So whoever answers first gets 5 points. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Can you tell me what is special about this year? This program year, what is special about this program year in Toastmasters fraternity?
Toastmaster Tanmay is presiding officer for today and VP Education.
That is definitely fascinating, but that only includes for the speakers and Toastmasters fraternity. However, let me give you a hint. Let me ask you a different question. We'll circle back to this. Can anyone tell me when did Toastmaster officially started?
1924.
1924. And here's your hint for the first question. What is special about this program here? This program here is the centenary year of Toastmasters International going towards the 100-year anniversary.
Oh.
And this year, we would be crossing that mark of 3 digits. The Toastmasters International is going to cross that mark of 100 years of age. And it's not a 100-year-old organization, it's a 100 years young organization. With young members like us joining in every day across the world, thousands of members across 140 plus countries who make sure that they come together and ensure their attendance in such meetings to motivate each other and to provide a mutually supportive and encouraging environment. Now, time for question number 3. Can someone tell me who started Toastmasters International? And I guess every one of you should be knowing the answer because there's an award by his name as well.
Smedley.
And the right answer goes to Toastmaster Jyoti from Blue Expressions Toastmasters. Mr. Rahul C. Smedley started Toastmasters in 1924 at YMCA California, Santa Ana. And since then, it has spread across multiple countries. And we all are here as part of Speakers Den Toastmasters charter based in Bangalore. Now, can someone tell me when did Speakers Den Toastmasters started?
2012.
2012 is the right answer, Toastmaster Brajesh. 5 points to Toastmaster Brajesh. And Speakers Den Toastmasters is a 10-year young charter of Toastmasters International Fraternity. We started in September 2012. And since then, we have all been coming together and producing very exciting, very special public speakers who have gone till the division, district, and international levels as well. And today we are here to join on this meeting number 332 of Speakers Den Toastmasters Club. So please join me in opening this meeting with a thunderous round of applause with the bang of this case as gavel, and meeting number 332 is formally is in session. All right. Now I see that we have a lot of guests and a lot of first-time members joining in today as well. So I'm going to request everyone for a quick round of introduction, 30 seconds, and I will be naming you. Feel free to unmute yourself and also come on camera if possible. May I please request our guest Rajiv to come on camera and introduce himself to the club.
Hi, good morning. Namaste to all of you. I am Rajiv. I come from south of Bangalore, from Kengeri. I work for Toyota Kirloskar Motor, which is a car manufacturer. I'm here in Bangalore for the last 17 years, a native of Kerala. I hail from Thiruvananthapuram. Nice to join this club, and I'm looking forward to some new learning from every session. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you, Rajiv, for joining the club. And your native place just remind me of a joke that we used to have in a school, where the teacher asked the student, "Where are you from?" And he said, "I'm from Thiruvananthapuram." And the teacher asked, "Can you write it on a paper?" And he said, "No, I'm from Goa." Glad to have you here with us. Now, may I please request our guest Arun. Arun, can you please come on camera and introduce yourself to the club? Arun, are you there?
Yes.
Hi, Arun.
Hello, everyone. My name is Arun. Basically, I work in a cybersecurity company, and this is the first time I'm attending Toastmasters. I don't have any idea how it works. So in future, I want to join Toastmasters. So today, I just wanted to know how it works. Currently, I'm staying in Indiranagar. So yeah, that's it about myself.
Glad to have you here, Arun, and glad to hear that you are staying in Indiranagar, because our club, whenever we meet in hybrid mode. Our offline venue is in Indiranagar. So we're looking forward to having you there at our offline venue as well. Now, may I please request one of our most recent members, Toastmaster Sakshi. Sakshi, can you please come on camera and introduce yourself to the club?
Hi everyone, this is Sakshi, and like Toastmaster Tanmay just mentioned, this is my first meeting as a member of the TTM club. I come from Punjab, but I've moved to Bangalore last year, so it's been a year since I've lived in Bangalore. I work as a strategy consultant with an education company called Kaplan, and I'm really excited to be a part of the club. Thank you.
We are also very glad to have you here with us, Toastmaster Sakshi, and we're meeting shortly in a couple of meetings in our offline venue as well. Hope to see you there as well.
For sure.
Now, coming to one of our most interesting guests today, may I please request Toastmaster Jyoti to introduce herself to the club.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Jyoti, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to join this meeting. I'm a president of BETC Club, IBM Blue Expressions Toastmasters Club. And I'm a health coach by profession and nutrition advisor. So I help people in weight management and lifestyle issues reversal. And also I'm working in IT industry in analytics company. Thank you. That's it from my end.
Thank you too much, Jyoti. Glad to have fellow analysts joining us today. And would you believe it if I tell you, I met some of your club members in the TLI yesterday. Some of your club members attended the TLI at Lowe's in India, and I ran to them and they introduced themselves like, "I am from Blue Expression." I was like, "Yeah, I know this club. I know Jyoti." So glad to have you here. Now we are at a point where you are. I can see that you are visually. I can see that you are bored of hearing about me. So we are going to hear something about today's theme. Today's theme is specially curated by our Toastmaster Day, Toastmaster, which talks about the kind of motivation that we all need which we don't have. The kind of a motivation that is the only key towards solving any of your problems, be it about being a more healthy individual or being a more a professionally active person. It's about overcoming your shortcomings, your procrastination, with the help of a special kind of motivation. And to talk more about this theme, I would like to invite our Toastmaster today, a wonderful lady in our club who is a finance professional and is one of the most consistent members of our club. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Chethana, the Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Chethana, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tanmay, for such a wonderful introduction. So today, we'll be learning from each other what self-motivation is. Now, as we all know, self-motivation is a very important aspect, be it in our professional life, be it in our health, or be it even in our personal lives, or even education. Any aspect of your life you take, self-motivation is the most important thing, which helps you to achieve your goals. So, many of us, I think most of us, we would have heard standard dialogues, be it our teachers, be it our parents, or be it our well-wishers. We would have heard dialogues like, telling, I can teach you, but I can't study for you. I can make food and keep it in front of you, but I can't eat for you. How many of you all have heard of such dialogues, including right from our childhood? we have been hearing that. So that is where the real self-motivation comes into picture. So now I would like to ask you all a question. What do you really mean by self-motivation? Anyone?
I would like to go.
Sure.
Self-motivation is something without anyone else intervention or anyone pushing us. We ourselves are waking up early and doing whatever we have decided to do and achieve our goal. Motivation is like intrinsic. If we are doing, then we can do it for long term. If someone is pushing, maybe we'll do it for short term.
Yes, exactly. Anyone else? You have any thoughts about self-motivation?
The self-drive of an individual to accomplish something without an external push, as she mentioned. Yeah.
So both of you are right. So in simple words, self-motivation is that that force that drives you to do things. Now, each individual is different. Each of us, we have different priorities, and we also find motivation in different things based on our priorities. It can be either the desire to do something, or the love for something, or even some person, or sometimes it's even the need for money. So coming to the type of motivators, there are two types of motivators which we come across. One is the intrinsic motivators, where, it is related to what we want to do. We are really passionate about. And, come what may, we want to do it and we want to achieve it. Such kind of motivators are called the intrinsic motivators. Coming to the extrinsic motivators. Extrinsic motivators are those motivators like, what we have to do. You may not like it at times, but it may be good for you, maybe in the future or in the current scenario, or whatever it may be. So it is something that you have to do without, without thinking about any other benefits or whatever. Now, there are so many instances where we have been motivated by ourselves because we want to achieve something, or it is because we only, we even get motivated just because we want to get a reward in the long term or short term. There are so many instances. So any one of you would like to share any of those instances? It can be, the instances can be your passionate one, or that's something which you really wanted to do, like, even if you didn't like it. Anyone can share such instances?
Chethana, I would like to.
Yes.
So for example, as they say that you are what you eat, and generally when we are sick, we need to eat food which is not very good tasting. You can see it on my face, like if I recall that it's not something that pleases me, but still that is something that helps you overcome your weakness.
Correct.
And definitely that is one example of how your self-motivation to get healthy will push you towards food which you won't like in usual scenarios, like moong ki dal. But still, when you get healthy, you appreciate it. Yeah, this helped me. But again, once you get healthy, you won't do it again.
Correct. That's where the exact self-motivation is. Anyone else would like to share any instance?
Yeah, self-motivation mostly like human mind is wired to seek pleasure and avoid suffering. So when you know that long term there will be pleasure, then you can wire your mind, and then you can talk to your mind, communicate to your mind, and you can convince yourself. So that's what I have thought. Like, for example, suppose you exercise and deep breathing, whatever you do. So after that, it releases serotonin hormone. And that is like a lot of yogis or other people. I used to imagine how earlier they used to sit for hours, but that will release a hormone serotonin, and that is a pleasure hormone. So that is the reason for self-motivation for me.
Nice thoughts, Abhishek, on self-motivation. Now, I would like to share an instance in my life where I had both the intrinsic and extrinsic motivator at the same time. Now, coming to the intrinsic, the extrinsic motivator, initially, that was in the year 2016, when I joined a company called TCS, and I was working in the IT field. So I was not passionate about IT. My interest lied in finance. But the thing was, mainly I was working so that, I could earn some money and do my further studies. So that was my extrinsic motivator, joining TCS. But again, after joining TCS, when I got to know that finance is my passion, I had to, manage my studies and full-time job together. So what I had done, I had registered for my master's degree in commerce, and I did it through correspondence. I know there were times in TCS where I had to work, where my work was really hectic and I had to stretch and all that. But in spite of that, every day, though I felt tired, though I felt exhausted, I made sure that I give time for my MCOM course, just because I get into the finance field in another few years. I didn't want to stick to IT for long. So that was my intrinsic motivator, which I had been in. Now, there are certain elements of motivation, which we will come to in the later part of the meeting. Now, let's move to the next part of the session. Now, the meeting is divided into 3 segments. The first is the prepared speeches, where all the speakers are prepared for their speeches based on their pathways. The second session will be the table topic session, where a topic will be given, and you have to think. You'll be given time to think for a few seconds, and you have to put in all your thoughts together and speak on the spot. And the final session, that's the third session, will be the evaluation session, which is the most crucial part of this meeting, for us to know about what went well and what are the feedback, so that we can improve the next time. So the general evaluator for today's meeting is none other than Toastmaster Jyoti. Jyoti is working in CoSpy Intelligence Analytics company, having 6 years of experience. By passion, she is a health coach and a nutrition advisor, helping people in weight management and lifestyle issue reversals. She is the current president of BTC Club. Now, I request Jyoti to take over and explain her roles and responsibilities.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, TMOD Chethana. A wonderful theme, self-motivation. And I'm personally connected to this theme because I am a self-motivator. So I have a lot of stories to share, but with respect to the time, I'll share just one story. When I started my yoga journey, initially, a lot of people, when they start anything, they can stay consistent for maybe 10 days, 20 days, maybe 1 month. And after that, they lose that motivation. And I was one of them. But I'm amazed to see the growth, the personal growth, what benefit I was getting from when I started my yoga journey. So I started feeling good. When I was seeing my own growth, like my flexibility, the way I was thinking, the calmness, right? So we have many benefits. So that's how when I stayed consistent, I can see a lot of benefits, and I was able to inspire a lot of people. And I stayed consistent for many years. It's been almost 5 years, and I'm still consistent. And that's what self-motivation is for me. With this, I would like to share about the responsibilities, roles and responsibilities of general evaluator. So as a general evaluator, my responsibility is to evaluate the entire meeting proceedings and the evaluators, speakers, and all the role players. So, and I have a wonderful tag team here. I see timer in the agenda. Okay, so can I have timer TM Sonal to introduce your role?
Yeah, thank you, Madam General Evaluator. As a timer, I will be timing the prepared speeches, the table topic speeches, and the evaluations. I will flash. So we have an icebreaker today, which is for 4 to 6 minutes, and another prepared speech, which is for 5 to 7 minutes. So I will be flashing the green card at 4 minutes, the yellow card at 5 minutes, and the red card at 6 minutes, after which the speaker will have 30 seconds to wind up his or her speech. For the 5 to 7 minute speech, I will flash the green card at 5 minutes, the amber card at 6 minutes, and the red card at 7 minutes, again, after which the speaker will have 30 seconds buffer to wind up his or her speech. For table topics, I will flash the green card at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes. Once again, after which the speaker will be given 30 seconds buffer to wind up their speech. And finally, for the evaluation, I will be flashing the green card at 2 minutes, the amber card at 2 minutes, 30 seconds, and the red card at 3 minutes. And I will give the report to the general evaluator when called upon by her.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sonal. Do we have grammarian and accounter? TMOD?
We do not have a grammarian accountant today. May I please request our general evaluator to take notes on this as well? Maybe grammarian notes only, if possible.
Sure. Okay. Thank you so much. So I'll come back and I'll read out my evaluation. And with this, I hand over the stage to our TMOD, Chethana.
Now, moving on to the first segment of the meeting, that is the prepared speeches. For that, we have our first speech by Toastmaster Abhishek. Before that, I would like to introduce you to the evaluator of Toastmaster Abhishek, that is Toastmaster Venkatesh. Toastmaster Venkatesh is a graduate who hails from Bihar. He is currently preparing for his UPSC exams with the ambition to serve the nation. Despite being from a state 1,000 kilometers away from Bangalore, he is one of the consistent members of Speakers Den Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Venkatesh, request you to read out the speech objectives of Toastmaster Abhishek. Over to you, Venkatesh.
Thank you, TMOD Chethana.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I will be the second speaker.
Okay. Okay, then we can have the first speech by Toastmaster Pragya.
Okay. Hi. Sure.
So before I introduce Toastmaster Pragya, I would like to introduce her evaluator, Toastmaster Brijesh. Toastmaster Brijesh is system engineer at ATOS, making waves in Bangalore, all the way from scenic Uttarakhand. And apart from work, his hobbies are showcasing his skills on cricket pitch or football field. I request Toastmaster Brijesh to read out the speech objective of Toastmaster Pragya. Over to you, Brijesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chethana. So good morning, everyone. I'm playing the role of evaluator for Toastmaster Prajna. So Toastmaster Prajna is going to deliver her first speech, which we call icebreaker speech. The purpose of icebreaker is to introduce yourself to the club and learn the basic structure of the public speech. As Toastmaster Prajna is taking her very first step towards her public speaking journey, at the end of her speech, I encourage all the Toastmasters and guests to give her a standing ovation to her. So her speech length is 3 to 4 minutes and her pathway is presentary mastery. And the speech title is Embracing the Change. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Chetna.
Toastmaster Pragya is born and brought up in Odisha, and she's currently located in Bangalore. She has an MBA and works in a consulting firm. She loves to read and play badminton. She believes that all of us have within ourselves the strength to chase our dreams to success. Toastmaster Pragya, embracing the change. Embracing the change, Toastmaster Pragya. Over to you, Pragya.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Chetna, and a very warm good morning to all the fellow Toastmasters and guests present over here. So I'll just start with a question. How many of you have had the experience in your life where you felt, okay, now I feel settled and this is where I want to be, and then bang, life just throws you off of that feeling and you find yourself figuring things out all over again? You can just give your response by a show of hand. First me, I'll go. Yes, so I see a couple of hands raised. So this is what I have felt a lot of times in my life while growing up. Okay, I was born and brought up in Odisha, and my father was employed in a public sector organization. And during his years of service, his professional obligation demanded him to be transferred to different cities every few years. And that for me and my brother meant quite a number of schools and meeting new friends. Though my brother was very oblivious to the change and he just went with the flow. But me, I was very reluctant to the change. Like I remember myself feeling so nervous and anxious when we as a family moved to the new city and started our life all over again. And I still remember the feeling of having that or feeling butterflies fluttering in my stomach every time my father would, for the entire time when my father would drop me in front of the school, of the new school, and I would see myself walking through the corridor trying to locate my class. And then I would enter into a new class full up of new faces. And nervously, I would make an effort to ask one of my classmates if I could sit next to them. And there were and since I would be joining mid session all the time, so it would take me quite some time to to blend in with the groups, to become friends. And so that's how it went for me. And then right when I found myself or when managed to find a spot for myself, then bang, new place, new school, new faces, start all over again. So with this personal experience, I just wanted to share one small little lesson that I have learned in my life or in my journey, and I'm still inculcating, to be honest, is embrace the change, because change is inevitable. Okay. And as kids or when we are very young, we are not very attached to people, places, and circumstances. So it's very easier for us to let go of, and because we are still curious about the new. But as adults, or when we grow up, somewhere, somehow, we kind of subconsciously get attached to our status quo. And the very feeling of starting all over again is so scary and so off putting that we resist that change. But with everything that I have learned in my life and with everything that I have seen in my life, I see a beauty in there. That is to see this change as an opportunity. an opportunity to not only embrace new ideas and new beliefs, but an opportunity where you would want to explore the undiscovered aspects of you. Right. And so this is what I keep telling myself all the time. And there's so much so that it has come to such a point that now I no longer want to feel settled. The very feeling of being settled now scares me. And I feel as long as my life is moving or there is some kind of change that is happening in my life, I feel that I'm growing, and that's what makes me happy now. And in that very stride of challenging myself and trying to bring about a change in my life, I decided to make an effort to join this amazing Toastmasters club. And I must tell you, I did send out quite a many emails to different clubs. And I'm very glad that Speakers 10 Toastmaster is a very is so prompt in their response and so inclusive that here I am making my first speech in front of the audience. And I feel so motivated and so positive about my growth every time I attend a session for this club. And this happened because I decided to make a change, to bring in a small little change in my life and my personality. And with this, I just want all of you to take away one thought from my speech today, is that no matter what age we are in or what background we come from, if we decide to bring a small little change in our life, or in our way of being, or just simply embrace whatever challenges or whatever changes life throws at us, we can make our life so much more colorful, and we can set it on the path of continuous growth. So with this, I would like to conclude my speech for today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity.
I request everyone to please give a standing ovation to Toastmaster Pragya. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pragya, for the wonderful speech and also for motivating us. Now, we have the second speaker of the day, who is none other than Toastmaster Abhishek. Before that, I would like to introduce the evaluator of Toastmaster Abhishek, who is Toastmaster Venkatesh. Toastmaster Venkatesh is a graduate who hails from Bihar. He's currently preparing for his UPSC exams to serve the nation. Despite being from a state 1,000 kilometers away from Bangalore, he has been one of the consistent members of our Speakers 10 Toastmasters Club. Request Venkatesh to read out the speech objective of Toastmaster Abhishek. Over to you, Venkatesh.
Thank you, Chethana, for your wonderful introduction. Today, my target speaker, Toastmaster Abhishek, is attempting his level 3 in his pathway dynamic leadership. The purpose of the project is to practice the skills needed to connect with an unfamiliar audience. And the title of the speech is Heal Your Thoughts to Heal Our Body. So over to you, TMOD, and best of luck, my target speaker, Toastmaster Abhishek.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkatesh. Abhishek is working as a principal consultant. He thinks deeply about anything and tries to figure out the root cause of any issue, and mostly related to the philosophy of life. Toastmaster Abhishek, modify your thinking to heal your body. Modify your thinking to heal your body. Toastmaster Abhishek. Over to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chethana. And no disease is incurable. So how many of you believe on that? And any thoughts on that?
See, and
Toastmaster Jyoti?
When you talk about disease, yeah, it may be related to the mind or physically, but ultimately, with you are healthy when you have a healthy mind. Even the physical part of your health also is in a good condition only when you have good thoughts and positive thinking, as per my opinion. Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot. So good morning, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, and dear friends. So this extract is from book Instant-Based Medicine by Dr. Codwell. So Dr. Codwell, if you search on Google, he treated a lot of patients just by modifying their thinking, thought process. And close to 35,000 people who were in cancer stage 4, he was able to cure 30,000 people. So that was only possible by changing their thoughts. And some of the extract which greatly influenced me, inspired me to work on those are, I'll start with one thing is, first of all, whenever we visit a particular hospital, then it creates a negative vibration. Am I correct? How many of you believe on that? So, yeah. So visiting a doctor frequently, you have a negative vibration because you are surrounded by all the people, and it impacts our mind also. And there was a research done in 1970 also, when if you read that book and if you search on Google also, during 1970, doctors in Israel went for strike for 8 months. And for that 8 months, only the death rate and people forgot to feel sick. You know why? They forgot to feel sick because they were following the proper lifestyle and they trained their mind, because the doctors were only available for medical people and very highly affluent people. So that way, it's also written in the book that it influenced the mind and people, they were able to change their belief system. So that was very highly, which I found very helpful, that how people, they can train their mind. Another thing is very inspiring is one thing which the author here told is by employing catharsis. So catharsis is a technique where whatever emotions you have, you need to go to a particular forest or somewhere or wherever you want to yell that one. So when you yell or shout loud about your emotions, then you feel very light. So emitting that emotions or shouting loud, because throughout the body, your emotions are stuck. They are stuck, and that causes a problem in the chakras, in the body. And because of that, lot of people, if you see, they are very much distressed, they are very much anxious, they are very much disturbed. So that is a very beautiful technique which doctor he has told. Another thing which I will tell, which I also practice, is rehearse the unexpected. Suppose you lose your job next day, then what will happen? Suppose tomorrow you receive a letter that you are terminated, or there is no project, you are shifted to some other project, then how you react? How you react on that situation? Anyone? Toastmaster Chethana or Toastmaster Tanmay? Suppose tomorrow you receive that there are no project, nothing is there, you're laid off. Then what will be your reaction?
In that case, yeah, for a minute I would be shocked. But the next minute, I'll be thinking, what is the next action to be taken? Maybe I'll think I'll go home, I'll open my Naukri Monster sites and upload my resume and send it across to many companies as possible, so that I get the next job as soon as possible, and I also start preparing for my next interviews. That's what
thank you. Thanks a lot. So when you rehearse about unexpected, about loss of your job, or something happens to you, when you rehearse, then you are you are able to overcome that situation by implying certain things, certain techniques, like you're able to focus on the positive instead of thinking on the negative side. So that is one of the thing which I can extract from that particular thing, and I was able to also employ that one. The third very important thing is, I think you need to move your body. So a lot of people, when they're stuck with certain disease, then they're not able to move their body. And in that situation, which doctor he has told, Dr. Codwell, you need to little bit exercise or something, you need to breathe deeply. So when you breathe deeply, you influence your parasympathetic nervous system. So breathing deeply, or if you breathe 5 breaths per minute, then parasympathetic nervous system is activated, and which in turn relaxes your mind and body. You feel very relaxed. So that is the whole thing. All our yogis or ancient sages, they tell about deep breathing. So that was very important thing which I noted. Another point was inner conflict. So suppose, for example, you are working on a job and you don't like your job. And on one hand, you tell that this job is good, like I need some money. And on another hand, you tell that this is very boring or I don't like that job. Then what will happen? Anyone? Or Toastmaster Tanmay?
We are caught up in an area of emotions.
So thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, that's what it happens, that when you're caught in array of emotions, negative and positive, then whatever hormone is released, that is released negative hormone, and that in turn influences the gland, and all the thought influence the gland, and gland in turn releases negative hormone, and that impacts the body. So these are all the 4-5 points which I found very much useful, and which we can employ in our life, which we can start working on those things, and that will help a lot in our life. So over to you, Toastmaster Chethana.
Thank you so much, Abhishek, for your enlightening speech. Thank you so much for enlightening us with the knowledge. Here also you have given an apt example of being self-motivated. Thank you. Now, coming to the various elements of motivation. So now, to be self-motivated, it is not just a one-day task. That's a skill which we need to be developing over days, over months, over years. It depends from person to person. But there are various elements to that self-motivation. So coming to the various elements, there are 5 elements of self-motivation. First one is the personal drive to achieve. Now, the personal drive to achieve, when it comes to the personal drive to achieve, you can think about any ambitions or anything which keeps you happy, or which makes you self-empowered. You don't need anybody to come and tell you why it has to be done, what has to be done, or anything. So that has to come from within. So first one is the personal drive to achieve. And in the personal drive to achieve, there are people who has 2 mindsets. One is the fixed mindset, and the second one is the growth mindset. In the fixed mindset, there are people who believe that the talent is ingrained and they cannot change their level of ability because it's already God-given. And there is a second aspect, which is the growth mindset, where we believe that skills can be improved through hard work and efforts, by putting sufficient efforts. Now, research has shown that a person with a growth mindset are far more likely to achieve their goals faster. Now, the second element is the commitment to your goals. Commitment to you have to have the commitment towards whatever you want to achieve. So, to have a commitment, you have to set goals in an achievable manner. It can be short-term, medium-term, or long-term goals. So unless and until you have the commitment, you'll never be self-motivated. The third element is the initiative. Initiative is being proactive and telling that, I will take up that responsibility. I will do whatever to achieve that. And initiative again has two aspects here. One is the risk management. See, there will be risks in anything we do. Risks are likely to occur in any aspect of our life, but we should be ready to take calculated risks and never have any fear. The second aspect in initiative is the courage. Courage is very much required to overcome the fear of unknown. We all have the fear of unknown in various things because we don't have an idea about what the thing is. We fear before even starting it or doing it. So courage is very much essential to have self-motivation. And the fourth aspect of self-motivation is the optimism. Optimism is looking at the bright side of everything. Whatever challenges you may face, or whatever may be your situation, take it in a positive stride and try your best and work towards your goals. So that is all about optimism. Coming to the fifth element, that is the resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back even after facing all the setbacks or challenges faced, and you still keep a positive mindset. And wherever you've led from, you bounce back and you get back to whatever you're doing, even in the face of the most challenging times. So these are the 5 elements of self-motivation. Now, moving on to the next segment of the meeting, that is the table topics. And the table topics master for today's meeting is none other than Toastmaster Vishal. Toastmaster Vishal is a strategy consultant and is currently associated with the Big Four. He has served as a VP Education for his previous club, TMCC Bhubaneswar. He loves to participate in running events like half marathons and 10Ks and is also a travel enthusiast. He has won many awards and accolades for his marathons and other competitions. Over to you, Toastmaster Vishal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chethana, for this beautiful and short introduction. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, I'm the table topic master, and for our dear guests, let me just iterate what table topics actually means. So typically, table topics is like an impromptu speech in which I will be providing you a topic and you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes, and there will be 30 seconds of grace period over the 2 minutes mark, which means you have to close your speech by 2 minutes 30 seconds max, else you will be disqualified. Similarly, minimum time should be 1 minute. So I encourage our guests to build up a story on the topic, why, how, ask these questions, why you do that, something like that, so that you can stretch and cross the 1 minute mark and you are qualified for the in the table topic segment. So 1 to 2.2, 1 minute to 2 minutes plus 30 seconds grace period extra. Having said that, Toast, I would request the timer to let us know once the timer is ready with green, yellow, and red card, and how he or she will be showcased. Yep. Thank you so much.
I will be flashing the green card at the 1 minute mark, the yellow or the amber card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and 2 minutes the red card, after which the speaker has 30 seconds to wind up his or her table topic speech.
Perfect. And to volunteer, I will be requesting the speakers, table topic speakers, to volunteer by calling or raising their hand, and I'll ask you what topic you would like to take, and then I will provide you the topic. The moment you start, the timer will start the timing. Having said that, just give me 1 second, everybody. Let me share my screen because I have curated set of topics which I think would be very much interesting for the session and will help us be on our toes. Having said that, let me see if I'm able to share my screen, and Toastmaster Chetna, kindly confirm once you are able to see my screen as well. Okay.
Yes, Toastmaster Vishal, we're able to see.
Able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Perfect. So as you can see in my screen,
But there are no pics, nothing is visible, it's blank.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Then it's not working properly. Give me one.
Now we are able to see, yes. Now
Okay. So you are able to choose the topic slide?
Vishal, we're also seeing the bottom one where we can see all the topics.
Okay. So let me do one more thing. I think this two desktop is creating a issue.
I know.
Let me bring it over here. And probably now it will happen.
It's the curse of having too much knowledge and too many monitors at the moment.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you never know. But let's see. Let me do one thing. Very simple. Yep. Now I think it will have things go smoothly. Let me know if you are able to see the screen. Choose the topic. Toastmaster Chetna, could you please confirm once?
Yes, we are able to choose the topic. Yeah.
So I would request our fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, to volunteer. Guests particularly, because this is your show time, please volunteer. I'll provide the topic based on your selection. For example, if I have to choose daily life, point number 2, I'll just volunteer and mention daily life 2, and I'll provide you the topic. Can I have my first volunteer, please?
Vishal, I would like to attend it.
Sure. Sure, Toastmaster Tanmay. What would you choose? Daily life, battle of two minds? Just show me the picture.
Battle of two minds 2.
Battle of two minds 2. Okay. So Toastmaster Tanmay, the topic for you is to use your self-determination and choose whether to go with junk food versus a healthy food.
All right. Am I visible? Can you please confirm audible and visible?
Yep, you are visible.
Last night, I was watching a movie with a couple of friends of mine. It was a movie night at my place. And in the middle of the night, we started feeling hungry. We started debating what should we eat. There were options in the kitchen. There were vegetables, there were healthy options as well. There were cornflake, milk, and everything. But in the moment of that watching movie and what we have seen across all the Bollywood and Hollywood movies, that whenever friends come together watch movies, they order pizza and Coke, the drink version. And we sat there, we started debating. So some of the friends volunteered, okay, I will make something. And we were like, why should you make something when all of us are sitting here? We would not allow you to make something. And then we were like, let's order something. And we started getting a little confused, because if we start to order something, that would be unhealthy. We were caught in this confusion. And we kept on watching the movie for another half an hour, 1 hour. And the hunger kept growing. And then one of the friends told me, I ordered burgers. I cannot control what you are saying. And a couple of friends who were saying that we will only order healthy, we'll eat healthy. They said, okay, you eat the burger, I won't eat it. I will only get the fries. And we're like, okay, yeah, fries is just healthy, it's just a potato, deep fried potato. And then the order arrived. And to our surprise, Swiggy decided to reward our junk foodness with free burgers. And the friend who said that I will only eat healthy and maybe some fries also had to have the burger. So in the battle of the two minds and the will to make it, the time to make it, the junk food won. Maybe that's why it is called the fast food. Because you can be sitting there like this on a recliner and you will order it, it will arrive very fast on your doorsteps and you just have to get up to get it and eat it. But it would have been different if it would have been a day. Thank you, and back to Toastmaster Vishal.
Wonderful. Let's give a round of applause to Toastmaster Tanmay for this wonderful take. And yep, agreed. That's why it's called the junk food or the fast food. Yep. Having said that, can I have a next volunteer for the next table topic?
Yeah, Rajiv here. I can take it.
Sure, Toastmaster Rajiv. Toastmaster Rajiv, please choose any of the number and the category.
Yeah, I'll choose daily life and number 1.
Okay, sure. So topic for you, Toastmaster Rajiv, is procrastination is not an art. Procrastination is not an art, Toastmaster Rajiv.
Okay, let me think about it once. Okay. Yeah, procrastination, the word itself is alien to many people, what exactly it means. But it's one of the most important words that we should understand, that it is something which is very detrimental if it happens to be in our lives. So why procrastination happens, or why that kind of mindset comes, is either out of fear or out of fear of the unknown, if I can call it. You are basically pushing things to a later stage, believing that you can complete it at that time and not now, so that you feel comfortable at this particular point of time. Basically, it is a fight between pleasure and pain. People do not necessarily want to indulge into pain. We spoke about it earlier, about having good food, good lifestyle, good habits, going for exercise, mind control in terms of meditation. So many topics were there as a part of many speakers' discussion. So the most important aspect of procrastination, avoidance, is to do it now. Even in our ancient texts, they talk about living in the present. So if you want to live in the present, you have to do things at this moment. There is a saying from Kabir's Saint Kabir's verses that kal kare so aaj kare so ab. In that, to summarize, it is to do not push things to day after tomorrow or later stage, and do it today, so that you are comfortable and you are clear. At least you can complete it. You never know whether flood will happen tomorrow. So it's very important that if you want to accomplish certain tasks and you want to achieve something big in life, do things today and now, and don't push it to tomorrow. So we all are attending this session also and discussing on topics today and now. And whatever we learn from this session also has to be implemented today and now. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Let's give a round of applause to Toastmaster Rajiv. What a wonderful take on this topic, and also helping explain the meaning of procrastination in case some of our members are not aware. So wonderful, Toastmaster Rajiv. Can I have next volunteer? Guests are encouraged to participate because this is show time. The topics are really simple. Just volunteer, get the topic, try to give, let's take the first baby step.
Hi, Toastmaster Vishal. I'd like to go next.
Who is this? Sorry, I could not.
Sakshi.
Sakshi, sure.
Yeah.
So Sakshi, please choose the category and the number.
I'd go with just show me the picture, number 3.
Okay, sure. So your topic is gratitude is the best attitude. Over to you, Toastmaster Sakshi.
Thank you so much. So yeah, many times in life you'd come across hardships, and in those times, it's a human tendency to just fall back and cry about why everything is going wrong in my life. In those moments, the most important thing that we can do, and specifically for ourselves is to think of all the good times and all the times when we were rewarded for our actions, and it's important to show gratitude for those times, but um, rather than going negatives, it's always helpful if we are more positive in our approach, because that helps us move forward in life. And gratitude is the best.
You can tell a story about gratitude as well, Sakshi, where you have lived gratitude, right? You have been thankful to someone in your family, your teachers, etc., and you have paid gratitude. Something. Go ahead.
Yeah, so what happened as at one point of time was I had to go through there was a competition and I had prepared for it well, but at the last moment, that competition was rescinded, and I was really upset about it because I had prepared really hard for that speech, and we were all sitting in the class, and I went to my teacher and I spoke to him that, this is something that I was really looking forward to. And what that teacher did was uh, that, what, you come in front of the class, and I was asked to present my speech in front of the whole class. And I gave that speech and everyone applauded it. And in that moment, rather than feeling sad about, that this is something that I was really looking forward to and I was not able to do that, I was crying about it. And I had a teacher in my life who saw that I was really upset about it, and he gave me an opportunity to come forward and present my hard work in front of everyone else. So yeah, that was one of the moments in which I felt a really strong sense of gratitude, and that reminded me that rather than cribbing and being sad about all the bad things in my life, I need to be thankful for the great teachers and great people I have in my life. So yeah, that's one of the examples of how when we show gratitude for the positive people in our lives, we are able to make a very valuable addition to our lives. Thank you.
Superb. Let's give a round of applause to Toastmaster Sakshi. Toastmaster Sakshi, actually storytelling is a very good, a mode to communicate our message. And you have nailed the art of storytelling as soon as you started this interaction of your teacher and how she helped you. So kudos to you. You have narrated the story beautifully. And I mean, it was a wonderful, speech for this table topic. Let's have our next volunteer. Please let me know who wants to go next.
Vishal, I'd like to go next.
Please tell me your name.
Praneeth.
Okay, Praneeth, sure.
Yeah.
Praneeth, go ahead. So topic number 3 for daily life. Toastmaster Praneeth, the topic for you is be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself, Toastmaster Praneeth.
Okay, so being kind to yourself is, I think, one of the most important things in our life. It contributes a lot to our mental health. Like, for example, the previous topic, showing gratitude, that's like one of the way which makes us being kind to ourselves. Many a times in our life, like we set a certain expectations on ourselves, and like most probably those would be somewhere like maybe things like the expectations we set on ourselves, maybe related to our career or related to our personal growth or related to our hobbies. We each and everything might not be achievable, although many a times, even though we try, even though we sometimes maybe because of the situation or because of some other scenarios, we might not be able to achieve them. And like in especially in those cases, being kind to yourself helps a lot in keeping up the positive spirit, which in the long run is much beneficial to the mental health. And yeah, that's it.
So let's give a round of applause to Toastmaster Praneeth for this wonderful take. Definitely while we are in the urge to succeed in whatever we do, at times we forget being kind to ourselves. So hence I thought of having this topic, and Toastmaster Praneeth, thanks for adding a tinge of your own flavor to this topic. Let's have our next volunteer, Toastmaster. Okay, who is this?
Vishal, it's Sucheta.
Yeah, sure, Toastmaster Sucheta. Sucheta, please choose the topic.
I'm not able to recall the numbers that has been taken. You can give me any topic. I just want to try.
Okay, sure. So I'll give you daily life 4.
Okay.
Toastmaster Sujita, pursuing hobby requires determination. Pursuing hobby requires determination. Toastmaster Sujita.
Okay, just give me a few seconds. Okay. Is there anything that comes effortlessly? Anyone?
No.
Probably eating your. Okay. No, that's a different take. Good. Probably one of the things that comes effortlessly is food, or the things that we like to eat. But even that, certain things requires determination, because life as such is like that. Things, most of the things don't work as per plans, and hobby is one such thing. Okay, I just have to be. Okay, when this question, what is your hobby, was posed to us during our school days, most of us would say probably my hobby is probably singing, dancing, and drawing. And we have come a lot, covered a long distance since then. From from categorizing hobby into certain generic things, we have our hobbies keep evolving. And with the current scenario, especially after COVID, when we are going back to office, things have also gone array. And and to remain sane, we require to to take out time, especially for something so important as hobby. With that, I would like to hand over the stage back to Toastmaster Vishal. Just give it a try.
Sure. Let's give a round of applause to
Sucheta.
Suchita. Correct. Toastmaster Suchita. Wonderful take. And in fact, there was one article in Economic Times recently, what you just spoken, that after COVID, all the hobbies which we have, skilled ourselves in has gone for a toss, and how to preserve those hobbies and the hobby building modus operandi and the memory muscles, to say the least. So, yep, very apt response, Sucheta. Can we have our next volunteer, please? Venkatesh. Venkatesh, please unmute yourself and choose the topic.
Daily life. And 4.
4 is taken. I'll give you daily life 2. Will that work, Venkatesh?
Yes, it will work.
Sure. So speaking about self-determination, topic for you, Toastmaster Venkatesh, is why are you joining Toastmasters meeting every Sunday? Why are you joining Toastmasters meeting every Sunday? Toastmaster Venkatesh.
Thank you, PM Vishal, such a wonderful topic. I join Toastmasters meeting every Sunday. First, I see everyone. I get self-motivated that I should speak more confidently, and it will also my listening skills. when talking to any other person, suppose I'm meeting you, like Toastmaster Vishal, I'm very afraid of talking with unknown person. Before talking, in my mind, I have one set of mindset that if I talk to him, whether he or she will reply or not, or or they will not talk to me. But while joining Toastmasters, I see is that no, my intention was wrong. But in reality, if you talk to anyone, they reply with very kind-hearted, and it will help in improving each every aspect of life. And by seeing how Toastmaster Sona, see, I think she most of the times means in 1 week, like 2 or 3 days, she will definitely 1 or 2 certificates, and that also motivates me to do not only in Toastmasters but in real life in each and every field. So over to you, Toastmaster Vishal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkatesh, for letting us know why you join Toastmaster meeting every day and how you bring the energy and the self-motivation behind. Let's give a round of applause to Toastmaster Venkatesh for this superb take. Can I have the next volunteer, please? Toastmaster Arun, Jyoti, I would definitely encourage other guests as well. Volunteer. Who is this? Toastmaster. Okay. Toastmaster Jyoti, which one you will take? Which
You
category?
can give me any topic.
Okay, sure. So I'll show you the picture of one famous personality and with a quote. Please have your time, read it, and then we can go ahead. The quote is in your screen. I am on national duty. Everything else can wait. MS Dhoni, when asked about his newborn daughter Jiva during a series.
Everything else can wait when I'm on national duty. Rightly said by MS Dhoni. In fact, I'm from the place where he is. I'm from Jharkhand, and whenever my friends ask me where I am from, then when I say, yeah, I'm from Jharkhand, then they, oh, really? You're from Dhoni's place? I say, yes, that's great. Definitely. So I remember that Dhoni said this when Jiva was born. So in fact, one of the famous cricketer, Virat Kohli, also, he mentioned when he lost some of his loved ones. So and he was in playing cricket. I think it was international cricket. I don't remember, but he didn't. Go back because it was important, but just because he was on his national duty, he didn't leave the match in between. And that's what player has, that intrinsic motivation to finish what they have started. And I feel the same thing when someone is on national duty. Definitely everything else can wait. Even I can relate to PM Modi. When he lost his mother, he went there, but he beautifully divided his work and gave priority to everything. He didn't leave anything in between. He handed, if someone is for example, he has handed to his he has handed his work to other ministers, and then he went to attend the funeral. So that definitely, when anyone is on national work, they have to feel that everything else can wait. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jyoti. And yep, and absolutely correct on MS Dhoni, as well as what you mentioned about PMO. It was a very recent incident. Most of our members would remember how he handed the personal loss, but still went ahead and did the inauguration, which was due from to be done by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So yep, let's give a round of applause to Toastmaster Jyoti for this wonderful take. Can I have our next volunteer, please? I think we have only few topics left. Toastmaster Arun, do you want to go next? Or let me know if UPSC Sumant. Toastmaster Sumant, do you want to take up a topic?
Hello, sir.
Yep.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yep, you are audible, Toastmaster Sumant.
Sir, this is my first session.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, I'll give
Okay,
you
sir.
a very simple topic. Just try, right? Create a story around that, why you believe whatever is true, and just take a stab. Okay?
Okay, sir. I will try.
Sure. So Toastmaster Sumant, here's the topic for you. Workout versus sleep. And you can go ahead and say what you choose, why you choose that, all those things.
Okay, sir.
Go ahead.
Sir, workout. Sir, can I say that? No, like positive things about workout versus sleep.
Yeah. Please go ahead with saying whatever you believe, right? If you believe workout is better, if you believe sleep is better, just continue and tell a story why you believe workout is better, what you do, all those kind of things.
Yes, sir. Sleep. Hello. Workout is better, I can say, because as an aspirant, why I should say that is we want to get more time to study or to be healthy in our journey, in our longer journey. So we have to choose we have to work out at least an hour in a daily life. It will boost our energy to get some more time in our daily life. If in terms of sleep, it will lead us to make lazy. And also sleep is necessary for everyone. Sleeping is necessary for everyone at in a minimum timing, like 6 to 7 hours, or hardly 7 hours to 8 hours. More than that, it will lead us to a lazy. So I think we have to balance sleep and workout in our daily life, and you will get good positive vibes in our daily life. Thank you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sumant. Let's give a round of applause for Toastmaster Sumant for attempting this topic and justifying why he believes workout is better than sleep. At the same time, letting us know why sleep is also important and 7 to 8 hours sleep is critical. Can I have my last volunteer for today's session? Guest Arun, do you want to take a stab? Can I have anybody else?
Yes, Vishal,
I can take
the.
Okay, guest is your.
Yeah, Toastmaster Arun. Am I audible?
Yes.
Sure. So Toastmaster Arun, the topic for you is going to be this particular quote by Nelson Mandela: "A winner is a dreamer who never gives up." A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. Over to you, Toastmaster Arun.
If you don't mind, can I change the topic? I think it's little
Okay,
difficult
so
for me.
I'll trim this out, Toastmaster Arun, for you. The topic is never give up. Never give up, Toastmaster Arun.
Yeah, basically, I will start from what was the last topic about the workout and sleep. So basically, recent, like from last 3 months, I have started going to gym. So there we will specifically focus on this concept, never give up. Even though if you are not capable of handling some weights, you should not give up. You have to improve day by day. So I was a guy who is very thin and with a very minimal strength. And I have tried gym few years back as well, and I got injured 2-3 times. I have shoulder dislocation. I got my knee injury as well. So I was under physiotherapy, and also I started hating these gym things. But just 3-4 months back, I joined the gym where coaches motivated me to handle, like understand about the right posture, everything. So again, I came back. So in the initial days, I couldn't able to lift a 20 kg bar, but within a short span of time, now my body weight is around 55 kgs, and I can comfortably lift deadlift 90 kg easily. So from 20 kg to 90 kg, I gradually increased my strength. So during these times, I felt that yeah, I can't do the gym. I want to quit. So these kind of thoughts I was having. So in between, my coaches helped me to, enjoy the process. So when we say never give up, we usually what we do when we set goals, we focus on end goal, gaining good muscles, aesthetics, or having good strength. But over the period of time from last 4 months, I understood that the process itself is enjoyable journey that we should remember, and we should never give up. And we should, if I have to take a Nelson Mandela's quote, of course, we have to dream every day, dream big. Even though if things are not going well, we can still dream big, so that we have to always shoot, aim for moon. So if you miss, at least we will be in the sky. So that's how I would like to end this speech. And thank you for this opportunity. This is the first time I'm speaking.
Sure. Let's give a round of applause to Toastmaster Arun. Toastmaster Arun, you have already demonstrated that you are a good storyteller. You have connected your gym experience, and you can see the round of applause that people are giving. So kudos to you. Now with that, I would like to hand over the stage back to Toastmaster of the day, Madam Toastmaster Chethana, to take us ahead in the journey.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishal, for such good topics. Indeed, most of them were related to the self-motivation, which I was talking about. Indeed, what I feel is most of us, not even most of us, all of us in this Toastmasters journey are self-motivators, because the very fact that we are attending a session early Sunday morning, despite having our daily routine activities and other things, itself shows that we are great self-motivators, because we know that attending this session would give us, short-term as well as long-term benefits. One thing which I would like to conclude here is to say that while trying to achieve your goals, if you face any challenges, or at any time you feel that, will I be able to do it? Or if you feel that, should I even proceed further? Just remember one thing. Ask yourself, why have I started it in the first place? And what is the reason for me to start a journey in a particular thing? That gives you all the answer. And also, analyze to your own self, what would be the benefits you would be getting by continuing it, whether it is in your present or in your future. That's all. Now, moving on to the third session of the meeting. That is the evaluation session, which is the most crucial one, because only by getting feedbacks can we be better in whatever we do. So for that, I hand over the baton to Toastmaster Jyoti.
Thank you so much, TMOD Chethana. So I would like to call our first evaluator to evaluate the speaker one speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyoti. So first of all, I want to congratulate Toastmaster Prajna for breaking her fear of public speaking by giving icebreaker speech, because most of the people afraid of giving their first speech, but once they give, they start and do not stop. Coming to speech part, I think overall speech was very fantastic and very well delivered. And the way you start, way Prajna start, I like the most. I think the way she spoke was very well prepared, and the voice and video was very clear, which is very important while giving a speech to any meeting. And coming to guest uses of tone, speed, and volume was very good. If I talk about eye contact, was very well to the camera, because I think when we give our first speech, we have fear of camera, but I don't think Prajna have any fear of camera. And if I want to talk about where she can improve, was her gesture part. If she use more gesture, physical gesture, which can make her speech very effective to the audience. At last, I want to say overall speech was very well delivered, and best of luck for upcoming speeches. Thank you. Back to you, Jyoti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Brijesh. I completely adhere to your points and to your evaluation, whatever you gave the feedback to speaker Prajna. Just a feedback, maybe you could have added some more recommendations where she can elevate her speeches. And overall, it was a fantastic evaluation. To the speaker, Prajna, wonderful speech. It didn't look like it was your icebreaker speech. You looked so confident and I enjoyed your speech very much. Just a feedback, if you could have stand up and delivered your speech, you can feel that you're standing on a stage, right? You feel that confidence. And overall, you can work on pitch, which makes your speech looks excellent, right? High pitch, low pitch. Maybe you can try that in your next speeches. And you have passed a wonderful message through your speech. Thank you so much and all the best for your future speeches. Next, I would like to call the evaluator, second evaluator. Could you please evaluate second speaker speech?
Thank you, Jyoti. Today, my target is Speaker Abhishek. I have divided his evaluation of a speech in two sections. What he may excel at, and the second one is he may to work upon. So I have seen throughout the speech, he speaks very confidently. I have seen him from the last 1 year, and he was my first icebreaker evaluation, sir. So what I guess, and from his starting, I see he engages the audience very well. He asks to questions, like he also names the audience that everyone feels like to speak. And the second one I like very much is comfort level. He speaks with very confident, and many people does not think about, and he is very connected to the audience as well. And coming to the third part, clarity, and I did not miss one word also, and he speaks very clarity throughout the speech from the starting and the end part. And he just speaks based on title, like it does not divert from his title. He is the speech pass according to his, and from my suggestion that he may want to work upon. First one is the stage utilizations. While he was sitting and giving a speech, I see he was using only one hand throughout the speech, and this is limits his space. And if he gives a speech in a standing position, any audience as well as I feel very good listening to him. And the second point I like to that the purpose of the statement is to master the skills for unfamiliar audience. If he asks to unfamiliar audience like 1 or 2 questions to guess, it will be quite very useful, and it will be based on the purpose of the statement. And the third one is I found when he was stressing on some words, he closed his eyes, and that's not look very good. And the fourth one, the voice modulation. He stretches the words, but does not me feel that his voice modulates. Like I will give you an example. He said that author books he has treated cancer patients out of 40-30. He may say it like that. Out of 40 people, he cured 30 people, and many have inspired them. So from my intake, so thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Jyoti.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Venkatesh. I completely agree to your points. That was very valid points, and great commendations and recommendations. You picked up some examples from his speech, and that's wonderful. You helped him to you helped the speaker to understand point wise, which the speaker can make a note of it and refer for his future speeches. And at some point you mentioned just a feedback. At some point you mentioned that it didn't look good. So instead of that, you may say that it didn't look appealing. And maybe you can summarize the whole evaluation so that this also carries points in evaluation contest. So don't forget to summarize. This is very important. Thank you. And coming to the speaker two. Yeah, Abhishek, that was a high start with a question. Very informative speech. I was totally glued to the seat. Each and every point has great information, and I was completely engrossed in your speech. You have great line of thoughts, rehearse the unexpected. And when you said array of emotions, a lot of people nowadays, like when they just they go in array of emotions, it can release negative energy, negative hormones, right? So you have very well explained why, how, so that is very connecting nowadays. And it's much needed speech. I felt like that. And overall, it was a great speech. Only feedback is, I think the evaluator also mentioned your hand near your face. That was little distraction for the audience. And at one point you mentioned, am I correct? Actually, you don't need validation. Instead, you could have said, don't you think it's right? You can work on that. And there's a little bit mother tongue influence, or maybe you can work on that to elevate your speech. Thank you. And with this, let me start with the meeting. Okay, complete meeting evaluation. SAA, Venkatesh, you have very well briefed about the meeting. You greeted all the members, and you started just I think 11:05 or 11:07 we started the meeting. Maybe that's feedback. You can start on time because you are the SAA, and you can keep the energy high. As I mentioned, you are starting the meeting, so catch the audience attention, and that's it. So next, PO Tanmay. Before the meeting itself, you started, you greeted everyone. You asked like, you didn't keep that session silent for those 5 to 10 minutes. You asked how are you, and then where are you from? Just to that networking is really good, and yeah. Okay, so get really important guests. You have to ask guests, and they were not left behind. You gave them a chance to introduce themselves. So that's a wonderful take. And just a feedback, you could have talked about the theme in 1 or 2 lines, and then hand over the stage to the TMOD. Overall, great. And also I noticed this when you also mentioned when the Toastmaster started, when you said 100 years, I was surprised to know, and I think you prepared well beforehand. Thank you. And coming to the Toastmasters of the day, Chethana. Wonderful theme, self-motivation. Very well described about the theme. It was interactive session. As you asked questions to our audience, you kept us engaged throughout the session. You were very well prepared. You spoke about extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. You have shared your personal story related to theme, and that's what I was expecting. Sometimes yeah, okay. Just a feedback. You looked a little nervous. Maybe you can practice delivering more speeches in external clubs to face the strangers. Sometimes we are comfortable in our own clubs, right? And keep your topic limited because as we were running out of the time at the end, right? After the table topping master handed the stage to you. And at some point transition was missing. For example, when you were done with the theme and you moved to the next section table topic, there was a continuous flow. It took some time for me to understand, okay, theme is over, and you were jumping to the next section. So maybe you could have said, for example, are you all ready for table topic session? Or are you all ready for the next section? So we will be okay. Okay, now we are into the next section. That's it, feedback. And overall, amazing hosting. Kudos to you. And then table topic master, Vishal. You described what table topic is, and that's very important because guests don't know what it is. And you chose very simple topics which guests can also speak, and it is very well related to the theme, today's theme. You also encouraged the speakers to speak for more time. For example, Sakshi, you gave a hint to speak about her story about the topic gratitude, right? And that's what a master can do his best. Kudos to you. Just a feedback. Keep your topics limited because I think you handed over the stage to me at 12:30, and that's the end time for the meeting. It's the nevertheless the time, it's the timer's job or TMOD's job to remind us about the time. I think you took almost half an hour or 20 to 20 minutes, I guess, right? So maybe keep an eye on the time. And overall, wonderful topics. Okay, so grammarian, as we don't have grammarian and our counter, I'll not talk about it. And timer, can you tell me
Yes.
how much time speakers took and the evaluators?
Yes. Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmaster, our first speaker, Toastmaster Prajna, took 5 minutes and 36 seconds. Toastmaster Abhishek took 7 minutes and 48 seconds. Table topic speaker Tanmay 2 minutes 13 seconds, Rajiv 2 minutes 4 seconds, Sakshi 2 minutes 44 seconds, Praneet 1 minute 21 seconds, Sucheta 1 minute 29 seconds, Venkatesh 1 minute 30 seconds, Jyoti 1 minute 51 seconds, Sumant 1 minute 27 seconds, Arun 2 minutes and 2 seconds. For the evaluation, Venkatesh has taken 3 minutes and 8 seconds, Brijesh has taken 1 minute and 22 seconds. Yes.
Thank you. That was a detailed note of the timings. Thank you, PM Sonal. And okay, so overall, it was a great meeting. I enjoyed the speeches, and then our theme from TMOD. Just a feedback for the general evaluation. Maybe we could have started on time. We have already joined 10 minutes before. I think some of the members were joined before time, and 5 to 7 minutes we were late. And I think we are already 15 minutes running late. And that's it. And overall, I enjoyed the speech. Thanks for inviting me. And back to our PO, Tanmay.
Thank you, General Toastmaster Jyoti, for such a fantastic evaluation. May I request everyone to give a thunderous round of applause for our wonderful General Evaluator Toastmaster Jyoti. Now, I'm pretty sure all of you are waiting that when will this meeting end? When would this meeting end? But before that, I do have a request for you. There's a link in the chat. Please make use of your next 2 minutes to vote for your favorite role takers from today's meeting. We are restarting this tradition after some time. So go to this link, vote for your favorite role takers, and then we would be having the results out shortly. In the meantime, I will give you 30 seconds of silence to go to the link. Let me not disturb you. I will also do the voting. For what I am also part of the meeting. Just a second.
Yeah, Tanmay, I have one query.
Yes, please.
Yes, so like best speech evaluator it is showing, so I can vote for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Every
Thank
vote
you.
counts. Do you think politicians do not vote for themselves?
Okay. Thank you.
Every vote counts. All right, votes are coming in. I see 7 responses already, and we have 14 members in today's meeting. I need at least 12 responses to close the votes. 8 votes are in. A couple more. 11 votes are in. Thank you, guys. And remaining people, please. 12 votes are there. Okay, all right. 13 and one more last vote. Who is remaining? Guests can also vote. Toastmaster guest, external Toastmaster, anyone in this meeting can vote on today's link. Okay, we have 13 responses. Let me come to this. Now, we will come to the voting results, but before that, let me ask for a quick round of feedback with all our guests and members joining today. May I please start with our guest, Rajiv, as he was the first one to join the meeting. So first one to start the feedback, the honors goes to you, Rajiv.
Yeah, thank you for calling me in. And it's my first session online in Toastmaster. And I had attended another live physical session. So there are differences between online and offline. And I think already the suggestion were given by the evaluators that the person delivering the speech, if he or she can stand and deliver, that will help them improve their overall delivery, even when they meet physically. So otherwise, online gives a lot of flexibility to us. And as you said, hybrid will also help us improve the overall speeches. The biggest challenge we face is related to stage fright and lack of that storyline coming to our mind, how to construct the speech. So I'm not that good in that. I want to improve. So I have seen many of them are delivering in a much better way. And I would want to learn more and more through this. So thanks for this kind of online, offline kind of hybrid sessions that you are arranging. It's really good. And at the same time, I think the speakers can avoid looking at the paper and reading, that'll, because in real life, we don't get those kind of chances to read out from paper. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Rajiv. Also, for the benefit of the guest, I have posted my number in the chat. You can reach out to me on WhatsApp at this number. I will get back to you whenever I'm free. To answer any of your queries regarding Toastmasters or how to be a member of a Speakers Den Toastmasters. So you can take a note of this number. Now, may I please request our guest, there is Sumant. Sumant, would it be possible for you to come on camera?
Yes, sir.
So how did you get to know about Speakers and Toastmasters?
Sir, my ma'am suggested this Toastmaster club. She told me to join this club, and it will help you to help you to come out of your stage fear, and also my English is not good, so it will also help you like that. That's why I have joined this.
Glad to have you here with us, Sumant, and I hope that this club would help you on your journey. Please feel free to join as a guest in our upcoming meetings as well.
Sure, sir.
Thank you. Okay, I will take one more feedback. We're going towards the result. May I please request our newest member, Toastmaster Sakshi. about her experience for today's meeting.
Hi, Toastmaster Tanmay. So yeah, today was my first session as a member. I've attended one session prior to this as a guest as well. And there were some variations from last time. I remember last time there was another section of round robin which happened. So I'm glad to see that there are some variations which basically take place in different meetings. And it was a pleasant experience listening to all the speakers and all the impromptu speeches as well. And I also got to hear about the evaluators' opinions. And although I had some things which I noticed on my own, it was really interesting to hear another perspective. And yeah, so I'm hoping that going forward, I get to hear better speeches and even deliver more confidently. So all in all, it was a good experience.
Great to hear that, Toastmaster Sakshi. Now it is time for the moment you all have been waiting for, and the results are out. Let me share my screen. Everyone, can you view my screen? The best prepared speaker goes to Toastmaster Pragya. A big round of applause for Toastmaster Pragya. Toastmaster Pragya, where are you? Or you are not on camera, I guess. All right. Next, the best speech evaluator goes to Toastmaster Venkatesh with 53.8% of the votes. Toastmaster Venkatesh, very good speech evaluation. The best table topic speaker goes to, it goes to Toastmaster Tanmay on junk food versus healthy food. I guess my topic helped me in this manner. A big round of applause for all the table topic speakers in today's session. And I would like to congratulate our table topics master, Toastmaster, for such a wonderfully curated table topic session. Toastmaster, you are really a master of table topics master. A big round of applause for you. The best role taker primary goes to Toastmaster Jyoti, the general evaluator of today's meeting, joining us all the way from Blue Expression Toastmasters and Jharkhand, miles and miles away from Bangalore. A great round of applause for Toastmaster Jyoti. The best auxiliary role taker goes to Toastmaster Sonal for her wonderful role as one of the most critical role in any Toastmaster meeting, the timer of the meeting. Big round of applause for Toastmaster Sonal. All of you would be receiving your certificates of best role takers by end of the day or by tomorrow latest. Please make sure that whenever you share it, tag the speakers and Toastmasters in your social media handles. And with this, I would like to conclude today's meeting number 332. The meeting number 332 is officially closed. The bang of this phone is gathered. Let me stop the recording.